Well, first of all, I just want to thank the crowd that was here tonight. We needed their energy. They were like a shot in the arm. I wouldn't mind it being dollar day promotions at every game. It was a great crowd, really into it, and I thought that really sparked us throughout the game. But a couple of other key stats that stood out for us in addition to having a great crowd is, as everybody knows, we're playing different lineups, but I thought tonight we shot the ball really well. We had 6 different kids make threes tonight. We 19 of 23 at the arc, and that made a big difference for us. I made a lot of tough foul shots in crunch time, and that helped. But and we've been having trouble taking care of the ball. So even though we had some late turnovers against their pressure, we ended the game with only 13. I thought that was a much needed improvement from games previously. But our kids gave everything they had. Again, we're doing a lot of different things offensively and defensively, playing with a lot of different lineups, and we really, the kids have really bought it, and I think our coaching staff has gotten a little creative what we're trying to do at both ends of the floor as well, and we've got to continue to improve upon tonight as we look forward to our next game at Ypsilanti against Eastern Michigan. But credit Northern Illinois, they've had a tremendous amount of injuries as well. Are not as deep as they typically or that they anticipated from the beginning of the season. I think Kathy Bennett's a tremendous coach. They have a defensive philosophy that is known nationally, and really respect her and respect the program that she runs.
Coach, could you kind of talk on, you guys jumped out to your biggest lead there, 55-35, and that was before they finished the game on that 24-10 run.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of what was the mentality that you guys went up by 20 there?
Well, the mentality, I was excited. I mean, we've had trouble scoring, and I mean, we're shooting 60%, and just like any team, if the roles were reversed right there, and if we were down 20, we would be battling as hard as we could, and I expected them to make a run. And this is a situation where this team hasn't been in before, where we've had a lead and have had to hold on. I mean, we've had leads before in other games and have had injuries happen, and then we've had to respond after that. But I thought we did a good job of making the foul shots, and at the end, as I said, we drew up a couple of new press breakers, but at the end as well to get the ball in bounds. But that's a team that wasn't going to quit, and we had our ball handlers in there, and they were gambled, and I thought they got hot at the end. I mean, they've got kids on their team that want to win just as much as we did, and I anticipated that, and I'm just thankful that we made the foul shots and were able to take care of the ball down the stretch.
Coach, this was your first game without Siefker due to the shoulder surgery. So how do you think that some of the others like Puck and even Erica really stepped up to kind of contribute where she left off?
We haven't had, this is the third game that she's without us. But we've chosen to go with a 5-guard lineup, and we'll have to continue to evaluate that each day, or with each game, to see if we go with that lineup or go with a 4-guard 1-post lineup. Or, as everybody knows, we've added Erica Fulenkamp, a volleyball player, so I thought she got in and gave us some valuable minutes as well, and we can go with 2 posts when we have her in there as well. So we'll mix up our lineups, but we've used the mantra with every injury that we've had. We've had 5 so far, and have lost 50% of our scoring and 2/3 of our rebounding, but the mantra is next woman step up, and we've had that. So we've had freshmen take big shots. There's multiple games where we've had 4 freshmen on the floor at a time, and they're getting game experience. And I've joked with Deborah and Jasmine that of anybody on this team, those 2 should be mad because they didn't get this opportunity to have this many minutes as freshmen, where these freshmen are receiving a lot of quality game minutes, and we'll gain experience with each upcoming game and learn from that. But yeah, we're learning how to play without a lot of post players on our roster.
Coach, it was kind of a slow start to the game. I think Miriam had first 7.3 guys. How big was that for her?
Well, we told the team before the game, don't be surprised if it's 2-2 after the first media timeout. This is a team that has just played Eastern Michigan, and it was 54-48 in 45 minutes of play after overtime. So they are holding teams in the 50s, high 40s. I was going to be ecstatic. My magic number in my head before this game, and I told the team if we could get to 50 first, I thought we'd be successful. tonight, and we anticipated their pack line defense giving us a little bit of trouble. They actually started to switch more than what they typically do, so teams have adjusted to what our 5-guard lineup initially, but we weren't surprised with kind of the tit-for-tat start at the very beginning, but we kept telling them after each timeout, we just need one shot to fall, and that once that happened, I really thought that the floodgates will open up for us, especially in the second half.
You feel like that's why you got to win games this year, Coach, is the 50 to 48 games. It's obviously you've been known for defense for many, many years, but it looks like this is the year you're going to have to really gut them out.
Yeah, it's going to have to be that way. So when you lose that much scoring and rebounding, it's, yeah, our goal typically is to average 70 points year in and year out. But, you know, with that said, we had 65 tonight. So we're going to have to win by hook or by crook, doing different lineups. We're going to have our margin of error is very small in every game, and our kids know that, and unfortunately they get so mad at themselves, and we have to curb that as a staff in trying and relieve some of that pressure, because they know they have the ability to play really well, and they are a little bit so OCD, they want to play perfect each time, and they can't do that, but they know their margin of error is very small. So we keep telling them to shoot it, giving them the green light, and I think that paid off for us. We had a lot of confident shooters there late in the second half that was able to extend that run to what it was.
You managed to sit Deb down for a minute tonight. She's down to play 40, but that ended pretty
Yeah,
quick.
I'm mad at myself that she had to play that many minutes. So I told her and Miriam that we would adjust their minutes, and we've got to get more creative. But those two are unbelievably stubborn. I love them to death, but they're unbelievably stubborn, and I am as well. So as much as I want to give them a break, and they don't want to come out, and vice versa. So we have a lot of long one-on-one conversations during the game with each other. So it's, but we understand each other, and but I thought Deborah at the end of the game situation, she's one of the leaders in the country in free throw percentage, and we need her at the end.
Jasmine had a couple of threes today too. 10 minutes on the floor. Well, she's played for you in a while.
It is. She had 4 minutes against Kent State, knocked down 1 3, made her first 2 threes. So technically, I mean, I guess you could say she was leading the nation for about 14 minutes before she missed that last 3. So she's got to be able to provide a spark, but she's still receiving treatment, and she's going to be day to day. We've got to evaluate her and monitor her progress with her injury as well.
Coach, do you have any, has Abby had surgery or surgery scheduled? Or
Abby will have surgery tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, okay.
You guys shot 32% in the first half, 3 of 12 from 3, and followed up in the second half, shooting 45%, 5 of 10 for 3. How big was it that you guys were able to open it up in the second half and get some good shots to fall?
Well, we have to shoot the 3. I think we have shooters, and when you start a 5-guard lineup, that's what you're going to see a lot from us. You're going to see us penetrate and kick, try and draw 2 defenders, hit the open kid. I mean, we drill that every day, and I think we will continue to do that. And I just need to make sure our kids are toeing the line and are ready shooters, and that makes a big difference. But creating game speed shots in practice has got to be a priority for our staff, and we've been working on that. But the looks that we had early on, I thought were good looks, they just didn't fall. And then, as I said earlier, we kept talking after each time out, hey, as soon as that first one goes, it's going to go for everybody. And I thought that was definitely the case. The crowd went crazy when Jasmine hit her deep 3, and I really thought that energy carried over to the second half for a lot of people. As I said, 6 kids hit a 3-pointer for us, and that's what we'll need to have is to have success.
Coach, your team has faced quite a bit of adversity this season. Finally getting your first MAC win 4 games in, does this kind of feel like the first step in the right direction for your team?
Well, honestly, the first step in the right direction for us is my concerns with our injured kids. I mean, that's where you want successful surgeries, and I will continue to worry about them because mentally they have a very, very difficult road ahead of them with rehab. They do their job in the training room in rehab. They'll be back at 100% for us in the near future. But these are significant injuries. They need to learn how now to be an additional set of eyes, an additional coach on the sideline. But we've got to learn how to play with these injuries. As I said, we've implemented a new offensive and defensive system, and we're still learning that. So, knock on wood, we don't need any more injuries, but we have had a lot of aches and pains, a couple strep throat cases, you name it. So, but glad we're into a routine of Wednesday, Saturday, so we'll have our traditional Sunday off, and our preparation will be very key with each game because it will be reduced. So we'll have to do more learning off the court in addition to on the court with a smaller roster.
Any other questions for Coach?